Pastor Tinu, thank you for joining us this evening. We're so excited and pumped up, ready, ready, ready. It's morning here. Oh, in fact, permit me. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you're joining us from. Yes, that's the greeting that should be given. Good morning, Pastor Tinu. Thank you for joining us this morning. It's evening here in Nigeria already. It's 5 o'clock, and we're just going to be moving on. Tell us where you're joining us from. We have 12 participants in the room already. And if you have people that are meant to be here and they're not here, please go to their DMs. Go and tell them we have started. And they can't miss this last webinar for the year because it's going to be really, really hot. I am looking forward to it, and I hope you are as well. To Mininu from Abuja, you're welcome. Chinedu from Abuja, you're welcome. We have enough Abuja people. We should have Abuja hangout very soon. Oh, those in Abuja, you should have your Abuja hangout. Welcome, everyone. So good to have you. So this is the last webinar for the year, and you're welcome to Read. This is the Read family, the place where it is happening, the place where value goes out every webinar. In the community, value is going out. And for every webinar we've had, it's been value upon value. And if this is your first time joining us, please put it in the chat. Let me know this is your first time joining us so that I can celebrate you. Olumide from Abuja, you are welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. As you're dropping it there, please tell us what you're expecting, your expectations for this evening. Please put this in the chat for me. What are you expecting? Today, we are talking about navigating financial challenges in relationship. Are you ready for it? Are you even ready? I saw a quote, coach, that I must read. He said, they say love is more important than money. But have you ever tried to pay your bills with a hug? Have you ever tried to pay your bills with a hug? Love is important. Relationship is beautiful, but we need to know how to navigate, and that's what we'll be talking about today. If you are ready, please put it in the chat for me. What is your expectation? What are you expecting from this meeting tonight? Put it in there for me. I want to believe that we all came here with expectations. You are here for a reason. You didn't just waka come. You came here to learn. And please, I'm seeing a lot of read quotes in the chat. Please, can you rename it? Please change it to your name so that I can address you properly. I think a lot of people use the read link. So please change it to your name. You can just go to the buttons by the side of your name. There are 3 buttons there, and rename. You can rename it right there so that we don't just start calling people read. You have a name, and we want to address you by your name. All right. So yes, while we're doing that, Coach, what are you expecting from tonight? How are you feeling this evening? And what are your expectations?
You know, this is one of my, if I have most favorite topics, this is like one of my most favorite topics of all times. And I love that write-up that you said. Have you ever, so this love relationship, it makes the world go round, we hear you. But have you ever tried paying your bills with a hug? It reminds me of one quote that we used to say right from school. And yes, I was engine girl in school. And you know, engine boys, they can just be very naughty. And one of the things they used to say then is that there is no romance without finance. No matter how romantic you are, you need money to finance this romance. And when boys come in and they are crying like, one baba lowo thief my babe. The question is, what are you doing that somebody else is having the money to carry your babe? How do we balance? How do we balance those things? And we have very matured, seasoned speakers in the house. I hear people say very interesting things like, money is not everything. One of my serious coaches says, he agrees though, money is not everything, but make sure you have money before you are saying such nonsense. If somebody like Dangote is telling us money is not everything, we'll say, okay, yes, this Baba knows what he's saying. You can't pay house rent, you can't pay school fees, you can't pay school bills, you can't pay transportation, and you're telling us money is not everything, and you expect us to listen to you.
In fact, there's another one I heard. He said, money may not buy love, but fighting about it will bankrupt your relationship. You may not be able to buy love, but when you start fighting about it, when you're dragged, it's causing issues. Before you know, issues are coming. And we've seen a lot of relationship breakup because of these financial issues. And that's why we must talk about it. Yeah, because I feel like we don't talk about it enough. Sometimes I was telling Coach that Nobody told me when I was getting married. I believe I didn't get enough counsel when it comes to, working with finances in marriage. And me, I just entered. Somehow we married to the glory of God. And when we got into marriage, it hit us that we need money to finance it. We need money to parent children. You can't be speaking English to children when children. It's true. Even while dating, you need money to finance it. So that is why we have these speakers here. These are seasoned speakers. When I played their profile, you will know that we're not here to play. They are vast in their field. They are well experienced, and you will definitely get this from them. So I want to know if you are ready.
Before you play the profile, let me put in these other quotes. I love to read these things. They're like, they say the rich also cry. There are some of these funny things we used to console ourselves. That and the rich also cry. Say they don't cry. They are not crying about money. Yes, we know. The rich also cry. But so can you reduce your tears? You are poor. You are crying about money. You are crying about this. The rich also cry, but they're not crying about money.
They're not crying about money.
Believe me, it is more comfortable to cry in a Cadillac or cry in a Ferrari or cry in Toronto. Let me look for trouble. It's more comfortable to cry in Toronto than cry in Manchester. Trust me.
Oh my goodness.
There's a difference between the tears.
There's a difference.
We'll be balancing these things. And hey, Pastor Elisha in the house. Welcome.
Wow. Welcome, sir. So good to have you.
Because I've gone through to ensure they are here with us. I would chip it in. For the sake of our time, please go on.
Okay. So I will start by playing the read profile. For those who are joining us for the first time, we want you to know a little bit about Reed. So I'll be playing the Reed profile just in a minute. Please give me a minute. Let me play that. Okay. Sorry, just the sound is on.
Read NGR is a non-profit, non-governmental, and non-religious platform created to produce ethical millionaires, thought leaders, and change agents who are motivated to create positive changes in the sands of time across the globe. Our definition of a millionaire is someone who is able to give $1 million in any currency he or she is earning to a worthy cause of your choice that will bring about transformational effects to the society at large. We aim to produce a minimum of 10 millionaires across the globe. This we intend to achieve by providing a platform that supports individuals to develop and maintain healthy habits and make better day-to-day decisions through acquisition of the right knowledge and ideas. We encourage people to reach and fulfill their potential by exposing them to global leaders, role models, and mentors who have made a positive impact in this generation, deploying the social media platform to connect mentees to mentors, one person at a time, a day at a time, a habit at a time. We read a book a month and also have a webinar a month to address aching issues raised in the course of the month. We are poised to raise world-class leaders who will utilize their resources and abilities to effect the changes that the world desires. Below are our social media handles.
Okay, so that is us at Read. And right now, thank you for joining us. If this is your first time, I'll be playing the first profile of one of our speakers. Please sit back and please let me see your emojis in the chat as I play this.
Funke Olusoga-Ogunlade is a seasoned business consultant renowned for her expertise in hospitality and customer experience.
We're not in the video.
A bachelor's degree in banking and finance.
You can't see the video.
No, but we can hear you.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Let me play it again. Sorry, just give me a minute.
You need to
Sorry,
share
can you
your
see
screen.
it now?
You're not sharing your screen.
Okay.
As in, you need to share the entire screen because it's coming as a pop-up.
Okay. Is it on now? Can you see my screen now?
Okay, play.
Can you see the screen now? Please let me know if you can see my screen.
Let's just listen.
Okay.
Funke Olusoga-Ogunlade is a seasoned business consultant renowned for her expertise in hospitality and customer experience. With a bachelor's degree in banking and finance, she is also a chartered banker, holds an advanced diploma from the Institute of Hospitality UK, and boasts various local and international certifications. Throughout her career, Funke has collaborated with prestigious brands, enhancing human capital development, optimizing profitability, and elevating customer experience strategies. She is a dedicated member of multiple professional associations, showcasing her commitment to excellence. Beyond the boardroom, Funke is a passionate marriage counselor with a decade of experience at HICC, guiding numerous individuals and couples to discover purpose in their marriages. In her personal life, she celebrates 15 years of marriage with Ayodeji and takes pride in being a devoted parent to 2 children. Funke Olusoga-Ogunlade, a name synonymous with professional prowess, and a heart devoted to enriching lives.
Okay, and that's the profile of our first speaker. I can see your emojis in the chat. Please help me appreciate Mrs. Funke Olusoga. Okay, and I'll be playing the profile of the next speaker. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Read cohort 3. Please change your name if you can. Okay, let's go to the next.
Elisha Mamman is a John C. Maxwell certified speaker and trainer with core emphasis on leadership, mindset, kingdom finance, and goal setting. With an average of over 100 speaking engagements annually in institutions, conferences, and platforms, he is recognized as a highly sought-after inspirational speaker in northern Nigeria. He is the author of The Business of Life, the founder of Elisha Mamman International, and the convener of The Winning Mindset, a fast-growing motivational platform in Nigeria, committed to inspiring possibilities, initiating dreams, and birthing realities in lives. He is a TEDx speaker and also a member of the John C. Maxwell team. Elisha Mamman is married to Chinonso Mamman, the CEO of Nunelli Crafty Cakes, and together they have 2 children, David Destiny and Zara Nanina Mamman.
Okay. And then I'll go to the final one. Okay, sorry, just a minute. Please, apologies for the video not showing. I don't know why. You know all this tech wahala. So I'll play the last one that
Asegieme is your go-to person when you need a candid, down-to-earth talk on relationship, marriage, singles, youth, and issues of life generally. Pastor Tinu was born on the 6th of March 1972, the first daughter in a family of 7 children. She attended the Holy Child College, Southwest Ikoyi, Lagos. She studied law at the prestigious Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. She was later called to bar amongst the first graduating set of lawyers from the Nigerian Law School, Buhari, Abuja, where she met her heartthrob and husband of 23 years, and they are blessed with 2 lovely daughters, Jemima and Shekina. Mama T, as she is fondly called, got born again on the 27th of November 1986 at St. Paul's Church, Bedford, Lagos. Ever since that encounter, her life's journey has been total commitment to Jesus Christ and the leading of the Holy Spirit. She is a transformational and revolutionary thinker with an in-depth knowledge of the Bible. Her good mix of the scripture and life's principles for successful singles life and marriage is truly a testimony of God's anointing upon her life, which has earned her a reputation as a catalyst in marriage and relationship counseling. She is a voice of hope and encouragement to many. She draws her listeners in a relaxing mode. Nevertheless, she comes with deep revelation of God's word and spiritual insight that communicates heart-hitting truths for everyday living. She believes a solid relationship founded on God's word is a key foundation to building good marriages and relationships. She is the convener of Lineage of Hope Empowerment Initiative with 7 volunteer professionals. Her passion is womanhood, the family, revival, and youth empowerment. This is evident in her teaching and lifestyle. Her mandate is to restore dignity to womanhood and young girls, also restoring hope to the ones who have lost their ways. Pastor Tinu is involved in a few ministries impressed in the heart by God, such as Catch Them Young, an outreach for girls of secondary school age, Queens Indeed, an initiative to prepare women of marriageable age, and finally, Battered Women, with the ultimate desire to ensure every woman discovers her God-ordained purpose and assignment, no matter who she is, where she is, and what level in life she finds herself, with a message of hope. Pastor Tinu Asegieme is a well sought after teacher, preacher, and an expert on relationship and marriage, a certified master mentor and relationship of the Institute of Marriage and Family Affairs USA. She has ministered in several churches and conferences globally. She is sought after around the globe: Nigeria, US, UK, and Canada. She mentors many married couples and singles, a coach to many women. She is a worshiper, an author, and unrepentant soldier of the cross. She authored her first best-selling book, Purity Rocks, a practical guide for young people on the epidemic issues on sex and sexuality from God's perspective. She recently released her latest book, Influencer Mom, a clarion call for mothers to war on her prayer altar as God-ordained weapons to release her sons and daughters as shining lights and alter the destinies of their words to the glory of God. Pastor Tinu Asegieme and her loving husband, Pastor Ken Asegieme, are conveners of Cana International Marriage Institute, and they both serve as associate pastors in Guiding Light Assembly, Abuja Worship Center for 21 years.
Okay, and
Wow, you see profiles.
as in, so hot. In fact, I can see the emojis in the comment section. Hot, 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 hot. And I hope you are ready, ready, ready. I'll share the last one, which is that of my humble self. Okay.
Bumi Okeshola is a social savior who brings extensive expertise in child protection and sexuality education. She is passionate about the well-being of children and serves as a strong advocate for their rights and protection against abuse. With a visionary mindset and a decade of experience in the NGO sector, Bumi has overseen and advanced numerous impactful projects, including those funded by DFID, UN Women, and the French Embassy. Her initiatives have been instrumental in combating sexual and gender-based violence, SGBV, targeting girls in Nigeria. She is the founder of the Strong Voices Initiative, an organization dedicated to safeguarding children. Bumi is driven by a mission to empower stakeholders with the knowledge, skills, and resources needed to raise children who are grounded in their identity, trauma-free, and equipped to make healthy choices regarding their sexuality. She is the author of the ebook 5 W's of Sexuality Education, a guide to help Christian parents provide value-based sex and sexuality education for their children. With quantifiable achievements and ongoing dedication, Bumi Okeshola continues to make significant impact in social development, conducting awareness campaigns and capacity building programs, benefiting parents, schools, communities, and churches. Beyond her professional career, she dedicates her time to mentoring teenagers and volunteering with various ministries, non-profits, and coaching organizations. Her enthusiasm for life is evident through her exceptional relationship building skills, her constant pursuit of knowledge, and unwavering commitment to her family.
Okay, let's go. So, you've seen our speakers. They are ready for us tonight and they're ready to give it to us. Hot. So right away, Coach, we're going into the panel session, right? So I hope you have your writing part. I hope you are ready to write because you will write. And we're going to be inviting our speakers, please, with enough joy, anticipation, readiness in the chat room. Join me, welcome Pastor Tinu, Asegieme, join me, welcome Elisha, Mamman, join me, welcome Funke, Olusoga. Thank you so much for joining us, Mams and Sarah. Thank you so much. We're so excited. You can see the chat room buzzing already. We're ready for what you are ready to give to us tonight. Yes. I need to spotlight Pastor Tinu. I can see you. Add to spotlight. Okay, yes. Okay, yes, she's spotlighted now. So you're welcome everyone. So we're going right into the panel session. And okay, yes, we can see you now, Mr. Elisha. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. And so good to see all your beautiful faces. Now, we're going into this conversation about navigating financial challenges in relationship. When it comes to relationship, how do we navigate? And my first question will be going to everyone. So everyone will take turns in answering this question. And my first question is this: how would you define a money network? We've tried to lay a foundation here about why this conversation is really, really important. But I want to ask, how do you define a money network and why is it essential for financial success? So I think from my screen, I can see Mr. Elisha first. So I would allow Mr. Elisha go first. So you can unmute, sir. I know you can unmute. So you can go first, sir.
Thank you so much. It's good to be here and I'm excited. I hope everyone can hear me.
Loud and clear, sir.
All right. I consider this a huge privilege. So straight up, I had to ask my boss this morning, what money network are we talking about? Because there are a lot of perspective around these words. But it was exactly what I expected. So when we talk about money network, we're talking about relationship that generates resources. We're talking about relationships that has the potential, that has the capacity to generate resources. For me, simply, that is what a money network is. The relationships you have that can generate the resources you need or you want specifically. Thank you.
Sorry, the relationship you have that can generate the resources you need. I love that. So good. So I will go to Ms. Funke now. Mrs. Funke, you can unmute. Yes, and share your perspective with us.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. Let me know if you can hear me and see
Loud
me
and
because
clear.
it's breaking a bit from my end. Okay. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to see Pastor Tinu here and also Coach Elisha. I've been watching closely, so well done. It's an honor to be on this panel with you, and well done to me. You're doing a great job, and I'm happy to see you as well, Oluwabumi. Excited to be here. So just as Coach Elisha has said, it's simple. Your money network is how can I make money? I always say to people, if you're sitting around your female, I'm sorry, I'm very female centered, right? Not on purpose, but that's how I'm wired. If you are sitting around women and all you are doing is talking about the latest fashion, the hair that is there, what your husband did to you, who is reigning on social media, you are with the wrong set of people, especially at a certain age, right? Once you are entering your 30s, going towards your 40s, you have no business conversing just around gist. It is time to start to think of building legacies. What's the next thing? What am I leaving for my children and my children's children? I was coincidentally, I'm not on Instagram a lot, but I was on there this morning and somebody said something that really just spoke to my head so much. And the guy said, if they mentioned your grandparent, your great grandparents, will the name resonate to you? And he said, if it's not resonating, it means you have work to do because your children's children, according to the Bible, should know your name and say, I came from this lineage, right? And should be proud. I mean, their names like the Awolowas and all those names. People, you don't need to say your name twice before they think about, and so, your money network, as far as I'm concerned, is who are those people that you are sitting with? And there should be a lot of them, and you should know them, and you should understand what you are benefiting from that network. If that network is just gisting and total nonsense, like we see all over the place right now, then you are in the wrong network. I'm sorry. Find your way out there and look for your tribe. I always say. Thank you very much.
Wow, that is so good. So, hey, she's already breaking tables here. So, who are the people you are sitting with? That's the first thing. Hey, we should be building legacies. Wow, that's so good. Thank you so much, Ma, for that. Now I'll be moving on to Pastor Tinu. Pastor Tinu, thank you so much for joining us. I've been following from afar, like Ms. Funke said. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm really, really excited to be here, and I am very, very honored. Happy to share the panel with Coach Elijah and Coach Funke and my beloved Tinu and you, Bumi. Amazing. When you said everybody should get your paper and your biro, I'm like, okay, what is there to write? We are the speakers. We are the ones they've called to speak. But just by listening to these two people immediately, I switched off my video. I ran to get my notes and my paper because I believe there is a difference between a day and a certain day. There is no special application for the day that God destines to change your life. May you be ready and may your sense be with you the day that God plans to change your life. Because my sister Funke just said something profound just now, and I'm like, because it's so easy to get comfortable and say it's okay where I am, number one. And then it's very easy to be in an association. So when someone, I know this is not a Bible seminar, we are all supposed to come and share, speak to one another and grow in our financial capacity and all. But she said something so profound, and I honestly wish she could say it again. Trust me, I will find you because I don't waste information. She said, if you are in the middle of people and all you talk about are the mundane things, then you're in a wrong circle. It's not table she broke. She put down the whole structure because it's so true. And I honestly thought again when you were talking about us introducing financial network and network, I said, Lord, what exactly is it you want me to say just in introducing this topic? I'm like, if you don't ask life the right questions, you will never get the right answers. If you stay around people who have money and you don't humble yourselves to ask the right questions and you stay around them discussing the mundane, you will always get the mundane answers. Life will report to you exactly on the questions you ask. So the onus is on you to look inward and say, where am I? And I believe December is a good time to score yourself. Not necessarily to pull down yourself, but at least Be honest, be brutally honest with yourself to say, what have I done with this year? Don't score yourself in the areas that you have done well. That's not the wise thing to do. Score yourselves in the areas you have not done well so you can position yourself for a more productive and successful 2024. So as she just said now, she sent me right through my relationships this year. She sent me right through my friends, the people I've hung out with, the people I've sat around. And you know what's funny? People will not tell you what they are doing to better their lives until they can see that you are chasing a better life. So if you only want to come around me and talk about the latest hair, the latest car, the latest house, that's where we will meet. But when you come around me and I'm like, no, I'm tired of where I am. I need to move up. What are you doing now? What are you doing to get better? You will just see that everybody around you is looking fresh, living fresh, getting better, and you are stuck. I know I'm taking time, but I'll just give this illustration. Itunu should know my dear friend, Pastor Jumoke Bodelawa. Just before COVID, she's their pastor. Just before COVID, she started telling me that she wanted to go and do masters in Uni Abuja. And I'm like, that sounds like a good thing. No, I've been stretching it to that. I got married right after law school, and let's do it now. And you know what's funny? She helped me to get the form. But maybe I wasn't giving her the body vibes and the, whatever. This 2 years or 3 years gone over COVID, she now said to me that, I can't, she called me, and it's like, you can't get me on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm like, why is that? She said, she's about to start her PhD. Hey, on that course I abandoned, that thing we had agreed to do together. She never referred to it again because she felt I introduced it to you, but you did not ride on the waves of my frequency. So I will leave you. You are a lawyer. But me, I may not have this much. So me, I've gone today. On that same course, she's starting a PhD. If you don't ask life the right questions, all your people, all your friends will meet you at that level that you allow them. That's all I have to say about good financial network. Thank you.
Wow, this is just question one, and there is so much light coming. If you don't ask life the right questions, you will never get the right answers. My goodness. And that illustration is just so, in my mind, I was like, wow, time really flies. And sometimes we don't even know it. Coach, you can go ahead with the second questions, please.
Honestly, it's
wow.
When the speakers were like, would they have time to speak? I said, with these questions, what do you want to say? By the time we go through these questions, there's no time to talk. That's so amazing across board. 2024 is round the corner. It's never too late. This is just the right time. So let me just drop this out. In our community, the book we are reading for the month is Failing Forward. So Pastor Tinu, you are so in tune, in line, in everything. I don't know what English word to use. That review. So guys, please, you're listening. Read community. Review the things you did not do correctly. You know, that was why I dropped in our chat. And ride on those your failures, so that those failures becomes the springboard for your success in 2024. Extremely important. And yes, this one that brought Pastor here now. We are not quoting scriptures. But this thing about asking questions there was this particular scripture that for months, years, the thing was bothering me. And I kept asking, this scripture, I need to get it. If I can get it, my life will change. Jesus talking. He said, you ask and you do not receive because you ask amiss. So it is not about getting the answer. That's not where the problem is. It's not the answer that is the problem. It is the question. When you are able to ask correctly, so anything I'm asking for, and I'm seeing that there is a delay. I start asking, God, please help me, help me, help me, help me. Because if I can ask correctly, the answer is waiting. Amazing kickoff. The fire in the house is already, I'm getting scorched already. So this is to Coach Funke. Guys, as you can see, this is not, we know we have different medleys here. And thank God, I'm so happy I'm in Africa. I know we have other people around, but at least I'm not having too much gender madness in my head. I know with that one, I can't deal. So at least we are still talking man, woman. That makes me very comfortable. So we'll be speaking both into premarital, marital, and you can see that we actually started on just relationship because man is a relational animal and I will not take our time. Somebody called me one time and the person was like, oh, man, I need so amount of money. That's not like I don't have friends. So I have very good friends that loves me. But the problem is they cannot raise the kind of money that I need. And you are now calling me that you've not spoken to in only goodness knows how long. And people that know me, I have mouth, especially when I have time. No, that day she opened door for talk. And I told her, honestly, you have the wrong set of friends. And that's why I'm very particular about money network. For people that came in early, you saw the read profile. We are raising ethical millionaires because money does not answer to religion. It does not answer to spirituality. It answers to principles. The difference between the rich and the poor is just their habits. If a rich man wants to raise money today, it's 1, 2, 3 cups. By the time people are not picking your calls, you are not relevant. By the time you are chasing people to give you money, you are in the wrong network. It's as simple as that. Look at the dreams in your head and start asking yourself, the network, Pastor Tinu has told us, be doing audits of your network. The dreams in your head, the network around you, can it raise this value? That's what we are talking about here. If it cannot, there are different types of networks. So you can have, I'm a Yoruba woman, so I speak Yoruba a lot. You can have your Asalatu network. The network where people are doing Bible review, Quran review is fine. You can have the network but when you are talking about money network, the network you need to fund is a different conversation entirely. And you cannot be hanging around people that your dreams is in billions. Your dreams is in millions. They are thinking in thousands. They are a wrong network. They will downgrade your frequency. I have a teenage daughter. I'm teaching out these principles early. You know why? Men like Mark Zuckerberg, men like Bill Gates, this dream they bettered it in their hostel with their friends. So you can imagine if the people they were talking to did not have the capacity of carrying their vision, they would have killed that vision. So now, to you, Coach Funke, as important as finances are, it is a very important factor in relationship. How do you navigate financial discussions within a relationship? So let me break it down. So for the sake of our audience, we've all agreed that money is important, but interacting with people, both married, single, it's actually a difficult topic for people to navigate. People don't know their risk level, financial preference. Very few people discuss this. While we're starting, Bumi was sharing that in the counseling and to marriage for her, it was like, what will be, will be. You people shall be fine, sha. You will figure out yourself anyhow. And this is something I've seen across board. So please, can you advise, how do you raise this critical but delicate topic in relationship? Thank you.
Thank you so much again for the floor. what I said, Pastor Tinu just helped expand it in my mind, and I've written like 3 lines already, you know. But you see, when it comes to money conversations, a lot of myths and lies have been sold to us. So, for example, we've been told a lot that all women want is money. You know, you have to have money to find a good wife. You know, talk like that. So it makes women shy away from having very important conversations before or even during marriage, because you don't want to look like you are talking about money all the time. Now, also, the uncomfortable man, or the man who is not very confident in what he's also doing, right, is also shy away from those conversations. So you have situations where you bring it up, he says, oh, why are you always talking about money? Why are you always talking about money? So it's 2 ways. So the woman is shy to talk about it. The man doesn't want to address it because he thinks the woman is going to make him look like a failure, all of those things. So this is what I always say. Start talking about it early. And the easiest way to do that is talk about your dreams. So you're about to get married. You don't go there and say, oh, how you want to be a good housewife just because you want to be married. You're only talking about, oh, how you want to raise children. No, start to talk about how your dream is to fund an orphanage. Talk about how your dreams are to visit all the continents of the world together with your children and husband. Talk about how you want to pay 100 people's school fees. These are the conversations I had with my husband, though, before we got married. So he knew that this one was about money. I didn't ask him for money, but I was saying, if you're going to be married to me, I'm a money woman. You know, so I was saying those things in that light so that you can understand that in this dream that this girl has, money is required. Do you understand what I mean? So those conversations, I'm not saying outrightly you go and say things like, how much are you going to be earning? Are you going to be providing for me? No, those are not the kind of conversations. Think about big dreams together. What can we do for God together? I'm a born-again child of God. I love God, and I'm about the kingdom. What are we going to be able to do together? I mean, from a young age, if you start to think that way, it helps you. Now, in marriage as well, I always say, first of all, studies have shown that finance is one of the issues. They don't say it, but it's a big reason why marriages end, right? They look for all the other things to add. But money, it's a real big deal. The Bible tells us that money answers all things, and it's not a lie. It's not a lie. You try and be sad and somebody writes you a ₦1 million check. You will just, the sadness will just go to one side first. You will come back and think about it if you want, but you first carry that 1 million and solve some problems. Then you can now start to. So the truth is that it answers all things. And I think also religion has made us belittle the importance of money, because it always makes you feel like you're a sinner if you are thinking so much about money. But it's all a myth that has been sold. And so I even feel sorry for those who are getting married and have not had the proper teaching about it. So in the course we do, for example, in my church, there's a whole topic called finance in marriage, because we believe that it's so important to talk about it, face each other now. Let's start talking. How are we doing our finances in marriage? In marriage also, what I've realized is that be sensitive about the times you bring up money topics. You know, we talk about communication and we'll say that there's always a right time to have conversations. A man cannot lose his job now, and then what you are saying is, so what are we going to do about house rent? Yeah, the money for this one. That's not the way. There's the right time for conversations. And money conversations, trust me, see, it requires jotter and pen. When we have money conversations, it's not a by the side gist. It's today on the something. So, you know, men are very logical in their thinking. So give him a date for the conversation. On the 8th of July, we're going to be discussing our finances for this year. Are you up for it? Then you laugh, you gist. Don't say it when you're serious or when he has not been able to pay something. That's not the time to say it. You say it when you are laughing, you are happy, you know, you say, hey, by the way, we need to talk about our finances. So what day should we set? Men function that way. Women don't know how to manage that. So we bombard them because we're all about our emotions. So as he's doing you, maybe you just got a bill and you're wondering, what are we going to do about this? You now go and start having that conversation. He will be rebellious. He will just put a block. Then it looks like there's a struggle. But you keep it and know that we're going to have a conversation. Put yourself, laugh, smile. You know, with women needs, we carry it on our whole body. Your expression will show that there's something happening, you know, but we have to practice it, right? And so that's how to have those conversations. Plan them. They're not money conversations. Is not a conversation you have when you're angry, when you're upset, when the bills have started piling. That's the wrong time, and it's the late time to have those conversations. So you start having them early. in the relationship, whether you are courting, you are dating, or then after you are married. Always set out time to talk about money. It's very important so that you know where you are per time. Thank you. I hope I've answered that question.
But you have more than answered the question
Can't hear
already.
anybody again.
Can you hear me, ma? I said you have more than answered the question already. Like, so good.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, so in fact, it reminded me of when we just the way you said it, that women carry money conversations on their body. I remember that when we just got married, as the day hot, the way it comes to my mind, that's the way I bombard it and give it to my husband. And you will just see the countenance it will just change. And I'll be like, what did I say? Like, is it not concerning both of us? But it requires wisdom, like you said, and it's not an emergency. It's something that must be planned, and we must start early. Coach, I don't know if you want to say something to that before we move on, but like, she hits the nail on the head in every way. Can I go ahead?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I don't know if Elisha has something to add from the men's perspective, because it's the women that talk. Let's hear the men.
Thank God we have gender balance here, so we can hear it from a man's perspective.
I actually don't have anything to say. I've been writing now. I'm on the second page.
I want to sue you and Pastor Tinu. The way people are writing, I'm getting confused. So.
I'm on page 3 now. So let's continue.
Okay. So, if you say that, so my question now, this question is to Pastor Tinu, because, we have a lot of young married people here. I am also young in marriage, maybe like 10 years. But I saw Pastor Tinu, I was like 23 years, no be beans. It's a lot. And I just want to ask you this question. You've been married for 23 years now, ma, and that's a long time. I want to ask what were the early money challenges you faced as a couple, and how did you navigate? Because I feel like there's a lot of wisdom there. Like Coach Funke just said, there are some of these conversations that we didn't get, and I'm happy because it is being introduced into the church counseling now. They are talking about finances, because our mindset was not to talk about money, because it just makes you feel like you're very materialistic. And so many of us, I personally didn't really have deep conversations when it comes to finances with my husband. But what were the challenges you faced as a couple? How did you navigate it? How did you go through it? How were you able to survive through? Because we've had a lot of relationships that have broken up because of financial issues. So how did you do it, ma, that you're still standing till date, 23 years and still counting?
So it's 24 going on 25. I think that's an old. Yes, as we come into the new year, we're coming to the 25th year.
Well done,
and
ma.
Thank you. Just like my dear sister Funke said, there were so many conversations no one had with us when we were getting married. And honestly, it has caused a whole generation of unneeded pain, unnecessary anguish. And it's funny that everyone goes into marriage from their background. That's the truth. You don't filter it because you didn't even have any opportunity to filter it through any means. Do you understand? I grew up in a family of at least good wealth, and that was all I knew. I never prayed about school fees, never. Even when I was in the university and then in my fellowship, then they would say, oh, everybody, the school, pressures are mounting on people to pay school fees, otherwise you will be sent out of the faculty and all of those things. I'm being honest, they were weird things. So when people were just saying, Father, come through for my father, come through for my mother, or you had your classmates who will go and do business. I had a guy in my class who would go and carry fish from one state to another state, go and supply, and then whatever profit he makes from those transactions were what he brought, because there was no father, no mother, to help them through academics. I had a very dear friend, in fact, the best person in my class. After a while, I saw that this guy was just emaciating, and he had only one pair of trousers. So I said to him, come to my room. I have food. Come and eat. And it was not toasting or no toasting. This was just from a Christian heart to a Christian brother. Please come and eat. I've never been in financial need in my entire life. One of the best things that God did for me was that I got born again very early in life. So things that parents did not deliberately teach step by step, I think I learned from God. One of such things is that you should not worship any other God apart from Jehovah. So money is not meant to be worshipped. Yeah, and the Bible says that the two will become one. So your money should not create a division. It should create help. Let me just put it that way, that money is supposed to be a help thing in your marriage. It's not supposed to be a basis of comparison. It's not supposed to be an idol to be worshipped. It's not supposed to, you understand what I'm trying to say? So I honestly, I like what my sister said, is that it is being put in the curriculum of people getting married. We did not have any formal counseling 24 years ago. Even all this, they are doing tests or not doing tests. We didn't do any tests. We just fell in love and we got married and we stayed married. Certainly, money issues came along. But I believe that one thing that helped us is that identifying money personalities very, very early. So, of course, I came into marriage expecting my husband to be like my father, but they were poles apart different, poles apart. And the regiment of life was that my dad had set. So, one of the things that helped me was Romans 12, verse 2, that says, the only way you can ever enjoy transformation is by the renewing of your mind. Renew your mind that your husband is not your father, that the way your father lived life, money identity, money personality, and all of those things, they are not the same. They are not the same. Then I had to understand my persona and the effect that my father's style had had on me, because my dad happened to be someone I admired greatly. And how to now juxtapose it against my husband, the personality that he has. We are so different in our money personality. I was raised by a very stingy dad. He was an accountant. He had loads and loads and loads of money. In fact, if I'm not exaggerating, I think my dad had like maybe 6 houses in Lagos. My father will not have a money relationship with you. He will never come and ask you for money. Not because he didn't need it, but he does not want you ever to come and ask him for his own. So you go and work hard. Do you understand? And have your money. And me, I work hard and have my, I'm not kidding, you know. And I know that this mentality shaped all of us. There were 7 of us. My dad was a strong hustler. He hustled, he worked corporate, he did business, he did farming. I'm not exaggerating when I say my dad had like 6 streams of income. He went to work in Nairobi for 3 years. And you won't believe that the entire 3 years that my father worked in Nairobi, he did not spend his salary. He was doing a side business in Nairobi and he brought his entire salary, with which he built a 3-story building. He did things that were wow to all of us. You understand? So if you want to have peace in your marriage, have financial conversation very early. And it starts with you identifying your money personality. Are you a spender? Are you a saver? Are you Mr. The boy is good? You want to go with the fad. You want to have everything. You want to impress everyone. Or you are a futuristic human being. You like to plan your life and you go according to the plan. At what point do we call ourselves into accountability? At what point do we refer to those conversations that Sister Funke is talking about? I agree totally that you don't have those conversations when the bills are piled. Then you're just going to get a riot. You're just going to build tension. Things are just going to go haywire. But before the evil day comes, according to Ecclesiastes, have those conversations. If you don't, the house will crumble. I believe there are 4 things that make a marriage solid. Number 1 is good communication, and communicating on everything is key. The man should communicate his expectations. The woman should communicate her expectations. Everybody should know where they are heading to. Communication is life. Communication is the blood of any relationship. When you go to the hospital, they will check your eyes to see if you are anemic. Truth be told, many marriages are anemic today because the conversations they ought to have, and those conversations that ought to be progressive are not. We are so comfortable with sweeping matters under the carpet so that there will be peace. I don't want wahala. I don't want that wahala will boomerang one day, unless the Lord helps you. You understand? So you must have financial conversation. I said communication, that there is a good intimacy, which is not what we're doing today. Then a solid financial plan and the fulfillment of your dreams. If these 4 things are in place, you are going to have a smooth ride. You're going to have a smooth ride. So please, it's important to let's guide our children about building financial dreams and communicating it early. The reason why people are touching themselves and they are sleeping and having premarital sex is because serious conversations are not going on. Finances is, you can't be cloudy to the Gen Zs. You cannot fool a Gen Z into a relationship. That's why many of them are staying unmarried. I can't take care of myself and then come and take care of you. It's not going to happen. You play your role and I play my role. And where you have problems, let me know. I step in to assist you. But I'm not your mother. I'm not your father. I'm not your brother. We are married. We are married. So you bring your plus, I bring my plus, and it's not 50-50. Marriage is not 50-50. It's 100-100. Otherwise, is one cripple carrying. So I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Everybody should be there to carry the weight. Otherwise, if one party is carrying all the weight, that one party will die. It's a matter of time. And that's not the will of God. That's not the will of God. So those tough conversations must be had very, very early, and it's ground enough for 2 people to go their different ways if they can't align financially. Everybody has their level. Everybody, it's okay to be a thousandaire. It's okay. It's okay to be 100-near self. There are some people who are not worried about what is worrying other people. What Funke is talking about, wanting to travel the world and wanting to build orphanage. Some people don't care about any of those things. They just want gari, kuli kuli, and sugar. And, to have multitude of children. It's okay. Nothing is wrong with that dream, but are our dreams aligned? Can we work together because we agree? If it's not aligning early enough, cut it off. It's okay to be my friend, but to travel the journey of life together, financial literacy, financial understanding your money type is extremely essential. I hope I answered the question.
That was an encyclopedia. And Coach Elisha, I'm looking at you. When I see you right again, I'm going to bill you. I will send you your bill. No, I'm just having fun, I was telling Coach Funke that I'm looking forward to the fun I'm going to have this evening. Like, for me, I'm not presenting. I'm just having fun. Yes, Bumi says that is the whole class. So, audience, for you to understand, you had almost everybody on the call telling Pastor Tinu, and that was exactly what I told her when I first connected with her and we're discussing about this program, that, you have plenty children, we've been following you from far for a long time. So you're hearing us, we are coming, we've been following you. So we know your story, we can write your book, your autography, just see all of us writing autobiography. Yeah, that short summary she said about her husband and her father, and for me, it was very important to hear her say it. I've heard her say she moved from Ikoyi to Maraba. For people that are not based in Nigeria, for people that are not based in Abuja, it's like going from 100 to 0, not 1. 100, it does not look alike at all. And 25 years later, they are still thriving. And yes, she said a lot of things, but one of the things that really stood out for me is, do your dreams align? That is what is going to keep you going. And yes, we'll get there. We are still lots of questions, so don't let me get ahead of myself, because I'm already hearing people, I've not heard them, but I'm hearing them in my spirit man saying, these are things that if we had known, we wouldn't have entered this studio. We are already here. So this dream that we are dreaming, we've entered now. I've seen that, but that is chop everything. Tomorrow will be better. Anyhow. And my own dream, I want to build orphanage, and but that is not interested, but I'm sure we'll get there. We still have quite a bit to discuss, but we'll stay within time. Now, as riding on one of the things that Pastor Tinu said while she was explaining, and this is to you, Coach Elisha, she's like, everybody needs to bring in their beats. It has to be 100. Now, table is about to be broken. That's why we are giving it to the man in the house. How do you strike a balance between financial independence and shared responsibility? So we are being specific, because I've heard all sorts of things in this relationship called marriage that does not have rule book. There are people that believe that the man of the house is the one that is supposed to provide for everything. He should pay school fees. He should pay house rent. He should drop chop money. Sometimes I'm like, you want to kill somebody's son? Your money is our money. My money is my money. A man that cannot take care of his house is worse than an infidel. No, there are things that women should do. There are things, how do you strike financial responsibilities in a marriage relationship?
All right, thank you very, very much. Coach Funke, thank you so much. Thank you for that thought. And Pastor Tinu, my regards to Pastor Ken. Thank you for everything you're doing.
Thank you.
I was coaching a businesswoman during COVID. She joined my paid coaching class during COVID. And one day I walked into her office to do my job. And while we were having a conversation, she got a message. And she replied the message. And then she told me, I'd like to ask you a question. And she said, please, sir, do you and your wife share bills equally? I said, I don't understand that question. I am a man. I don't know. I don't understand sharing bills. But please explain. She said, my husband just sent me the picture of the NEPA bill and said I should send my contribution. So I said, okay, that's fine. But how much is the entire bill? She said 7,200. I said, are you, both of you, okay? Or there's a problem happening somewhere that we need to talk about? But by the way, I came to coach you for business. Let's not start something that I can't finish. But that's 2020. That kept ringing in my head. And I'm still young in marriage, still pursuing my auntie, Pastor Tinu, and me and Funke were still struggling small. I'm 15 years too. I'm 15 years. I'm 15 years now. Now, Pastor Tinu said, when you come to the table of marriage, it's not 50-50, it's 100-100. Pastor Tinu also said, in a marriage, it is everyone that carries the weight. Let me make it simple. Marriage has a lot of weight. Marriage has a lot of weight. Marriage has emotional weight. Marriage has psychological weight. Marriage has financial weight. Marriage has weight on all sides. Actually, marriage is heavy to handle. Having said that, financial independence is a state of finances. I repeat, financial independence is a state of your finances. The state of your finances may affect your financial responsibility, but your financial responsibility can never be evaded because of the state of your finance. I repeat, when we talk financial independence, financial freedom, financial stability, it's the state of our finances. It's how well we're doing financially. Pastor Tinu said something about her father. He is doing so well. He has a load of money, but he's stingy. Meaning, his state of his finances is healthy, but he's avoiding responsibility. And that's how relationships happen today. You hear women say something like, his money is our money. My money is my money. Are you drunk? Are you drunk? Young lady, let's be honest. Number one, when you choose to get married, you can't be planning to join yourself, join your emotions, join your body, and not join your money. You're a fraud. The marriage is about joining. Money is included in what we must join together. Funke said something. She said, when we talk about our dreams, I am going to ask the man, what can we do to get it? I'm not coming into this marriage as a body, but it will not change the fact that I have a dream to go around the world. These are honest conversations that we avoid. Because when you are dating and you are not talking, you'll be touching yourself. And when you are touching yourself a lot, you will stop talking completely. I have some children and I tell them, ask questions that are difficult. Like, where do you want to live? Where do you want to live? My apologies to Pastor Tinu. I will not start my journey in the conversation and say, Mararaba. It's not a conversation. No. I can't want to go to work in the morning and I'll spend my life on the road. I lived in Lagos. I know what it takes to go to work from Vesta to VI. Now, it is very, very important that we know that everyone in a marriage has a role to play. And part of the role to play in marriage is financial for both parties. You cannot spend your money on what is not important and expect somebody to spend and invest on what is important for you to enjoy. It does not make sense. You can't be buying wig alone. That is your contribution. What does that mean? And so, please, financial responsibility in marriage is for both parties. We don't have to share bills equally, but we are both responsible for the well-being of our home. And we are both responsible financially for our home. It does not have to be in percentages. It does not have to be equally, but we must know that it's both our job to build legacies for our children. I promised my wife as I close, when I got married to her, Pastor Tinu touched something inside me that I wish my wife was beside me so that I'll tell her, say, you see. But she's sleeping inside the hotel with my daughter. And now I cannot blame her. She said something. Your husband is not your father. My wife came from a sweet home. They had AC. They used to take them to school inside car. Me, I don't look forward to visiting day because among all my friends, it's only my father that comes through bus. So I rather not be visited than to be disgraced. Then when I was planning to marry my wife, I have started wearing TM Lewy shirts. I have started upgrading. Then my wife came one day. She was not my wife then. And we were having the conversations Coach Funke said we should have. So we're talking money and future. And my wife said, you are behaving like my father. And she started crying. I said, what kind of problem is this? How will you just start crying that I'm looking like your father? I am Hausa, your father is Igbo. We cannot be the same. And she said something that struck me. She said, you are extremely generous, but you are not accountable.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Now I'm happy I married that kind of girl. Actually, I married a financial savior. Because my wardrobe was my most valuable asset.
Yeah.
I think I have more clothes than many women that are living on earth. Yes. And I now asked her why. She said, when my father passed, life changed for us.
Mm.
My wife that was born from a UK father spent her entire childhood to serve in a restaurant.
Yeah.
I know where her pain was coming from. What did I need to do? Coach Funke, I made up my mind not to be my wife's father because her approach was even in the negative. I became a lot more transparent and accountable. And today, we are doing well. We are both living very happy. But I don't bear the entire burden of my family alone. In as much that I can afford to do it, does not mean that I must take 100% responsibility for a partnership. Marriage is a partnership. Marriage is a partnership. Everyone must bring something to the table. You can't bring beauty to the table. It's not really value. Some secretaries are finer than some wives. So if it's beauty you are bringing, you are actually not bringing anything. Add sense to the beauty. Add value to the beauty. Character to the beauty. Add attitude to the beauty. People are not poor because of where they came from. People are just poor because nothing is coming from them. I repeat, people are not poor because of where they came from. You are not poor because you are from Africa. You are not poor because you are from the north. You are not poor because you are from the south. You are poor because nothing of value is coming from your life. Financial responsibility should be shared. I believe strongly that marriage is a partnership, and partnership requires contribution. It does not have to be equal. It does not have to be bring your own, I will bring my own, this thing. No. But every one of us should play a role in ensuring we are building legacy for our children. That's my small take.
Yeah. Bumi, they say that is small.
I cover face.
Did you see me? I almost entered table. Just like,
Pastor Elisha, have mercy. Wow, but that's a lot. Beauty is not going to be enough. It's not value. Wow. Thank you so much. You
Honestly,
said
I'm
a lot. I
sorry
can't
to
even.
jump in on you. I'm sorry. I hope that's allowed.
Be
hope
very
you know.
allowed.
Go
This
ahead,
is
go ahead,
open
ma.
conversation, open
God
mic. Even
bless
though I feel like
Pastor
closing the mic, Pastor
Wow.
Tinu. Hi.
As in, I am just, I'm in awe. God bless you, Pastor
Hmm.
Elisha. As in, this is just balance. Because when we speak like this, it looks like, it's women trying to stand against the men. But his thought is so balanced. Some people come into marriage, especially ladies, full-blown liabilities, full-blown liability, zero skill, not progressive in growth, as in the way you came, you are even worse than that. The only thing you have added to life for this man is
Hey.
weight. Is weight, and we won't hear what you came in as a virgin. So what? Your
Hey.
virginity is an allegiance to God. It is not beneficial for anybody. So what? You came in as a virgin. After virgin, then what? Hey, I'm pregnant and I'm giving birth to children. It is a natural thing for a woman. It is our
Hmm.
core personality. Our bodies, everything is wired to birth, to be pregnant, to give birth. So please, you are not doing something special when you say you are giving birth. But like this man of God said, after you have done those things that are called for you, what is your contribution? Because a lot of ladies just want to turn themselves to only beauty. Meanwhile, God made you beauty and brain. But there's a cultural thing that makes you want to be a dependent. You can never be respected if all you are contributing in your marriage is beauty. You are like a mannequin. Your husband just, you dress up and you show up. You are baby Kingsway. You just dress up and you show up. Even your husband is afraid for you to open your mouth because he knows there's no content there. There's a way a man values you as a woman when you are upwardly mobile. I love what he called his wife. He said she was my financial savior. That means she helped him to major on the major and to minor on the minor. He was a listening husband, but she was also a speaking wife. My God, I was thoroughly blessed listening to Pastor Elisha. God bless you. Thank you. So it's not only the men that should be financially literate, the women should be financially literate as well. And I want to stop by saying the illiterate of the 21st century is not one who cannot read or who can read and write. Or who cannot read and write. The illiterate of the 21st century is one who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. So if you're on this platform, all of us have things we must unlearn. You can't be a liability and tell me you're speaking in tongues. To what end? To what end? You are only praying. Seriously? The last time I checked, God was the one that stopped manna from falling once they got into their productive land. Once they got into that land flowing with milk and honey, he said no more free food. Even in Freetown, no more free cookies. Everybody go and work and bring something back. He stopped the bread. He stopped the manna from flowing because God knows. In Genesis 1, he blessed them. He blessed them. He blessed the man. He blessed the woman. He said, go and be fruitful. That means everything that it takes for you to be fruitful is in you. Go and multiply. Go and replenish your earth. Go and subdue it and have dominion over it. Everyone is carrying the dominion mandate. Why would you then sit back and say one human being should take care? No, no, no. And another thing he said that's profound, I hope everybody heard, 100% is not as per competition, it's as per capacity. That's per capacity. A woman may be able, 100% may be 500,000 monthly, while the man's capacity, honestly, is 50K. We are not encouraging competition. Do you understand? Where wisdom now comes is where that woman understands that the blessing, our financial blessing, is for both of us. God has given me capacity to pull in 500,000 without thinking. And my husband can pull in 50,000 without. That's the best he can do. Can I focus on his other areas of strength? Because money has its own personality, but God has compensated that relationship by putting me there. Can I find out other areas of his capacity where he can help me block? He may be a better parent. He may be a better home giver or caregiver or schooling, whatever, with the children. Marriage, a healthy marriage is a team. It's not a competition, it's a team where we focus on our strength and we know how to block one another's weakness. So that's a home run. Thank you so much, Pastor Elijah. I'm not jumping in again. Goodbye.
Miss Funke,
Yes,
you can go ahead.
Funke.
Yes, our hand is up. Please go ahead, ma. You can unmute.
Oh, I put my hand up because she started to touch some things that always just sets my mind on another level. She said something about what your role is as a woman. I'm pained to my bones when I see women who have potential, but then tell me, I mean, I've heard somebody tell me my job is to support my husband. I don't need to do anything. And I'm like, if something happens to that man, what happens to you and your children? You need to be, see, this is what I tell people. And this thing, I've heard people saying it now, but I remember it was a form of dream that I had, and God gave me this revelation. And he told me, he said, Funke, the covenant of life and purpose is bigger than the covenant of marriage. And that's because when we get to heaven, I hope you know, in the scripture, there's no marriage. Sorry, in heaven, there's no marriage. So when we get to heaven, it is Coach Elisha before God, it is Pastor Tinu before God, it is Funke before God, it's to me before God. It's not you are your husband, where are you? The reason is God gave us marriage so that we can achieve much together. When two come together, they put to flight 10,000. If it's only you, can only do 1,000. That's why marriage is meant to be enjoyed, not endured in any way. So if you have not thought about your finances early, and this is why people are in a form of bondage in their marriage, serious bondage. Sometimes it's the man even telling the woman, don't work, I'll look after you. Oh my gosh, you are in the wrong because you cannot fulfill purpose. The Bible says, before you were formed, I knew you, I ordained you, and made you a prophet. So before you were formed, there was an assignment. Your assignment cannot be Mrs. Somebody. When Deborah, if you see the way Deborah was explained in the Bible says, Deborah, a prophetess, this, that. The wife told. So the first thing was that she was prophet. So what are you doing as a woman? So these things, like I said, both of them just sparked something in my mind because I'm so passionate about it. Women are wasting away. Some people open their mouth. There's no sense, no wisdom. It's just about what's the latest, this one. I have no patience. There's some conversations I sit around. I'm sorry, and my body just has to itch me. I need to live there. And that's why I'm happy that you've put together such a platform. Let people hear the truth and how people are being viewed. I don't look at you because your husband is doing well and you're not doing anything, and then you think I should respect you. There's no respect there. I just pity you because when you get to heaven, you explain what you use your 100 years on earth to do. Right? And women must begin to also support other women and teach them these things because women don't know. Some people think my husband is rich, that's it, I'm successful. You are not. In future, think about what your children would think of you. What would your children say of you? It will be, oh, it was all daddy. It was all daddy. That's not the way it should be. I don't want to take over the conversation again. So let's jump. But I wanted to say that because, Pastor Tinu just brought that one out.
Wow. Like,
Coach Elisha's hand is up.
Okay, yes. Yes, I can see Coach Elisha's hand up. And my question is going to him. So I will just give him his question. This next question I have for him.
Sorry.
Then he can now...
Just
you can now add
1 minute, as in this table is boiling. I've been like, should I not? So let me just add my half-kobo contribution to this very hot conversation because I think it's just the crux of the matter, everything we are discussing. Because it's as we think in our mind, that's the way we are. Coach Elisha said something, and I hear talking about the woman that was a student or his client, and she and her husband were splitting bills. Like, it's just crazy. I can't fathom it. And it's the mindset. And I speak to women. Funke mentioned that while she was speaking. I see a lot of women living below their potentials because they refuse to open up their minds to believe that they are money magnets. Everybody knows that I wrote this, my book recently, Where is the Money? And one of the things I spoke about is becoming a money magnet. What makes you a money magnet? Your dreams. When I was marrying my husband, when we were getting married, Coach Elisha, I was Pastor Tinu's gang, maybe not that bad, we're not in Marabasha, but I tell people we're Olokada. But one thing I kept telling that young man is, you cannot be poor in your life. Because me, Itunu, me and poverty, we don't have any form of relation at all. My gift list for this December, a poor man cannot handle it. So I'm already sitting down telling you, and a lot of women don't have these dreams. When you sit down and you understand what to do with money, what value you are adding with money, your mind will open up. And one of the things I've seen, as Pastor Tinu said, and that's why I just felt like, let me just chip this in. I see a lot of women, yes, I'm supporting my husband. I'm praying for my husband. We've asked about that thing that you ask, but you ask amiss. And you forget that if you live your life properly, you are your husband's biggest asset. What am I trying to say? I was speaking to some youths one time, and I said, look at Auntie Ngozi Iweala. You know the kind of doors that woman, they open for her husband. By the virtue of people she's known, by the virtue of her elevation. If you open up and you step and you remove yourself from this mentality of, no, any amount where they give me, I feel manage. And you start seeing yourself as an asset, as a gateway to prosperity. God bless you, Pastor Tinu. It is 100-100. It is not about who brought 500 million and who brought 10,000. There is no channel that God cannot use. And when you are the channel and you now deliberately block that channel because of limiting mindset, your family will become unfortunate. Because you are the channel and your husband is supporting. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Ma. I don't even want to say anything. As too much has been said. I hope you are writing. That's my question. I hope you are taking notes. Hey, okay. So my question to you, Coach Elisha, is this: is it better to pool finances? We've said a lot, about it's 100-100, but there's the part of bringing finances together, and I know that this causes a lot of issues in marriage. Is it better to pull finances together or maintain separate account? You owe your own, make I owe my. If you are the spender, me, I'm the saver. Oh, you're spending, let me hold my saving. Is that what we are saying? What do you think about that when it comes to relationship? Please, you can say what you want to say first, then now answer my question. Because I know the room is on fire right now. We can't hear you, sir. I think you need to unmute your mic.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I actually wanted, I finished talking, Pastor Tinu went on fire as she's finishing. The same fire caught Funke. Funke now thought something in my own head. So I didn't want the circle of conversation to end without us being clear to a line of action for everyone listening to us. Why? Because conversations carry all miracles. All miracles are trapped in conversations. Revelations are the bedrock of transformations. So it's as you talk that your life changes. Your ear is the only part of your body that looks like the womb. The ear is the only part of the body that looks like the womb. So miracles are in your ears. So please hear clearly, and we don't want to say anything that we didn't mean to say. So when Pastor Tinu interrupted me, she wants to be clear about this is what I want you to hear. And please don't get us wrong. We are not being hard because you don't get it. If you fail, if you are married, if you just get married, the chances of success has increased and the chances of failure has increased. So let's not take some things for granted. And Tinu, I said, Pastor Tinu, and Funke said something about how women, she sees blah, blah, blah. I think the real problem is that there is a lack of understanding that stems from the design of a woman. They have projected more about the woman being weaker vessel, that we have mistaken weaker vessel for weaker minds. A woman is weaker vessel is biology. It doesn't have mental implications. And it does not have financial implications. So never use that excuse that because you are the woman, you are weaker. That excuse sounds legitimate, but it's foolish. Please, we are begging you. We just want this thing to sink. We want marriages to blossom. We want single sisters to be productive. I met a lady who brought down the standard of living down to accommodate a man. And he still was not satisfied. So she asked me, what's my opinion? I said, you started the mistake, you will live with it. I don't have an advice because you can't sow a seed and call me to go and uproot it for you. I'm not a prayer contractor. It is only a coward that is intimidated by the size of the dream of the woman he loves. It's only a coward. Women are designed to be solutions by design. Women are natural problem solvers. Natural. So please, as a woman, I know there are more women in this group than men. So let me answer your question so that I don't get somebody slapping me. Yes, no girl, no woman, no lady should compress her dream to accommodate an intimidated man. Don't do that. Because if your dream dies, the same man will call you a non-entity. So, should we pull funds together? Or should we do separate? It's not in the Bible. There's no clear part in the Bible. So this is a wisdom question. Number one, when we get married and we are together, we're supposed to be one. Meaning there should be also a single vision our home is intended to achieve. Pastor Tinu today and Pastor Ken today have a ministry platform that both of them are using to do a lot to affect the generations of the world. That platform is coming from their marriage. It does not affect Pastor Tinu's pet projects within this same ministry. Now, what do I mean? You can pull funds together to address projects. You can pull funds together to build legacies. You can build funds together, but it must be targeted. Number two, my first joint account with my wife, we were dating. My first joint account, we were dating. Nobody saw wisdom in what I did amongst all my friends. They felt it was a wrong move. What if this girl choose not to marry you? So many questions. And I have only one answer. If she doesn't want to marry me today, and because she wants to run with the money in this one account, which I know is not my only account because I'm not fully stupid. There was no stupidity in my blood at all. But I was doing that for two reasons. One, we were planning to be married. So I did a joint account, Tinu, for why? So that when time comes, anybody can take money and do what has to do to the marriage. Because we're working in two different cities. Now, people make it a big deal. Once you marry, you must join your money together. It's not in the Bible. You can decide to do that, that's fine. But for me, I feel strongly because of personality type that Auntie Tinu addressed. There's a personality type. My wife is extremely accountable type. I am not. I can give anybody money anytime and I don't remember it. My wife, lie. You know, so there is a balance for both of us. So when I do joint account with my wife, and Timmy, it is directed to family matters. That I can do the things that give me pleasure. Like giving money without writing memo. So, intelligent people will know that if marriage is a partnership, there should be something they are doing together. It can be ministry, it can be platform, it can be building together. You can pull money for that. Besides that, if you already understand the place of money, you understand the place of marriage, having individual account is not a disadvantage at all. It's not a disadvantage. We currently run different accounts in my family currently. You know, I started the joint account. The joint account is more empty than the personal ones. But anytime we're trying to address a project, we still put funds together. And ladies and gentlemen, when you want to put funds together, let me not say, I want this table to have 4 legs.
Wow. Thank you so much. I'm already looking at the time. It's
Yes,
Saturday evening. So much wisdom in the house. We have barely 15 minutes left. What I can say here is full stop. You know, when people are spoken, you just say full stop. Okay, this is to Coach Funke. She actually has another appointment like the other speakers. Now, we've spoken so much about this money, personality, and all of that. So now, you are married. Agbada don't hook police. You've seen that your partner's spending habit is driving you guys into debt. And I see a lot of these things. I have people come meet me for counseling. We are in debt. And the small money that is coming in, it just looks as if my partner does not understand what priority is. Sometimes that is when they will know that we need to send money home. Children's school fees are not paid though. House rent is not paid though. No, we need to change wardrobe. In fact, that is when we've not eaten turkey in this house. But now we can eat fish now, or we can eat pomo. Let's pay the debt. You are the accountable one. And your partner's spending patterns does not align with yours, and you are heavily in debt as a family. And you know, I was speaking to somebody earlier, Coach Funke, this is for you, earlier today, that my mother used to say something. I grew up with a very prudent woman. She was a widow. She will never borrow. Some of my siblings are here. We keep saying that, is this woman that taught us not to borrow. You will not eat, but you cannot borrow. And she will tell you that in life, you must have shame. If there is a market or a supermarket, they sell shame, go and buy shame. But you not get married, you see somebody that does not have any form of shame. He doesn't care. We even tell you, Nigeria, they borrow money, America, they borrow money, my own different. And you just can't cope, you can't deal. How do you undo such, to use scriptural terms, unequal yoke? Because that's one of the biggest unequal yoke. How do you handle this, Coach Funke? I'm sure you have lots of people.
Thank you so much. I'm in motion right now. Today is my pastor's birthday, so I'm right on my way. So this is a very interesting question because I always say that there is nothing that happens in your marriage that you don't see before the marriage. You might not see the full thing, but you will see signs. you will know already that the person you're married to, there's a tendency that this person will go into debt. There's that tendency that you see. Let's stop deceiving ourselves. You know, people just say, oh, it just happened. It never just happens in marriage. The signs will be there, right? So that's the first thing I want to say about that. That means that if you are the woman or you are the man and you see these things are going to happen, wisdom is profitable to direct you.
You know, we hope.
See, this is the issue. Because the person will be showing you signs, and then you say, no, he might be different when we marry, when he has responsibilities. No, whoever he is, that's who he is. And same thing with the woman. If she's the one that if you give her 1,000, it's how to buy the latest hair or phone she's buying, then you will be in debt, right? So wisdom is profitable to direct. I remember this movie, and this is very controversial to some people, right? But for me, I thought the woman was very sensible. There was this movie, the man lost all of his money, and then the woman now said to him, by the way, we are not so in debt because I was keeping this money and I have this money saved in the bank. And so I can pay off your debt and we'll still be fine. And the man was wild and he said, thank you. And he was hugging his wife and he was excited. And we're in a study group and some of the women said, that's bad. She was not a good wife. She's supposed to have told him. I said, she had sense. She saw the person that she was with. And that's why she's in his life, to protect him, because the money she was keeping, if she had exposed it to him, he would have blown it too. You know, so she knew what she was doing. When God made the woman for the man, and don't get this twisted, ladies, you were made to help that man, according to Genesis. There was something God took out of the man that he never put back in the man. That thing he took out of the man was walking, and that's what the man saw. I said, this is now the bone of my bone, the flesh of my flesh. If you are married to a spender who cannot manage his money, that's why you are there. You are not there to follow him and say, it's okay, let's be spending it. When you finish, you will know where we will. No, your role, that part that was taken out, the man is looking for it. That's why he found you. And that's why I like what Coach Elisha said. His wife immediately spotted my role in this matter. I've seen it. This man, he likes fine things. This is where all our money will go on in his wardrobe. And she spotted it and she quickly put it in line because that was her role. And so I always say to people, it is use common sense in marriage. It's not they've said we should put all our money together. You see somebody is doing what are Nigerian bets and putting on your money, and then you're still there like gullible. You know? So in that sense, be wise and quickly find help. If you need to be putting money away, put it away. You don't need to tell him. Confide in Pastor Tinu. Tell Pastor Tinu so that tomorrow he will not say, oh, she was hiding. No, Pastor Tinu will then support you and say, I knew when she was keeping the money. I knew. So yes, she did it for this reason. So that's my response to that. I think that especially women, you can't be married to somebody who cannot control his finances. And these women, let me tell you the truth as I end here. Most of the women that are like this are the ones that are not doing anything. They're the ones that are not doing anything. So in their mind, they're spending the money. When we enter the pit, he will find us a way out. Right? So let me end it here. I'm sure that my other panelists have a lot to contribute. Thank you.
Wow, that was that was amazing. Let me just chip something in. So Pastor Coach Elisha says he is the spender. His wife is the accountant. I think it's the same thing in my family. My husband is like sometimes like, brother, he say, Gaju. Hey. My husband is the spender. I'm the one that is planning. If we spend this money like this in the next 10 years, like 10 years, people. I say yes, so I've trajected it for you. I've given you the compound effect. In fact, I will show you graph. I will do you full slide. This is where we are heading. And I now came across this material, and I'm sure it's going to help somebody, because there are some of those things you do not see in courtship. These were the exact reasons why I fell in love. And I said I do. You know why? Opposites attract. You now get married. That sort of attraction becomes an irritation. You forget that you are not the same. That is the point of the attraction, and I'm absolutely enjoying this conversation. And our differences is supposed to help us complement each other. Pastor Tinu was so strong about that. That is why we are different. If we are the same, by the time two aka super glue marry each other, no problem. Oh. If I'd married my type, his problem, he still teaches me about it till tomorrow because my husband and brother. So when we got married, he was like, where's your clothes? I said, this is it. In fact, he still tells his daughter, he said, your mother had 2 jeans and 1 chinos. And honestly, for me, that was clothes. Yes, where am I going to? Bomono. I have a skirt and I have 2 jeans. And when I started my first job, the guys used to treat. I did not have a handbag. What do they do with it? I put my money in the back pocket of my jeans and I've worn my t-shirt and I'm going. I have one of my old friends here. They say, we are going for corporate meeting. I say, is it not talk? I'm going to talk. Is it bag they are going to look at? They say to me, not like that. Oh, they will borrow me bag. You hold the bag like this. So that, and don't behave. It started changing my wardrobe. Sometimes I want to faint. All this money using to buy clothes. Where's our future? But with time, I started like really appreciating it. And I realized that, oh, wow, during courtship, those were the things that really made me like him because he would come, he's thoughtful. He would look for this, he to know I saw this, he to know I saw that. You cannot not come and be getting angry that it's the money that you're investing. Oh. It's not every money that is investment. There's chop money. It is seed and fruit. It's balance. It's balance. Thank you very much. That was just, hey, for me, 9 more minutes.
Yeah. 9 more. Okay, so this should be the last question. We have a lot of questions, but time is a burden, like one of my pastors will say. So this is for Pastor Tinu. Thank you so much, sir, and Ma, Miss Funke, every one of you. This house has been on fire, like really. But I want to ask Pastor Tinu this before we go, because I believe it's really important, and families are dealing with it, even singles are dealing with it. It cuts across. How do you handle black tax within a relationship or within relationship? Whether it's on both sides, whether it's tilted towards one side, how do you deal? How do you handle it? You just sit down, look, or there are actually ways to deal with it?
Okay. Honestly, I must say that I've enjoyed myself thoroughly. I've not only taught, I have been taught, and I've written so many things down. Pastor Elisha, Sister Bumi, Sister Funke, even you, Bumi, my dear, everyone has been phenomenal. Now, I didn't even know there was a term called black tax before today. So when Tinu and I were chatting, she now explained it. I'm like, oh, so this problem has a name. I'm happy to know that we can now put a name and a surname to a very big age-long problem. Don't do more than yourself. No human being was created without hands and legs. Yet I know that fingers are not equal and life happens. But many of our desires to help really is about ego tripping. You are trying to satisfy your ego as that one great solution provider. Do you understand? Don't do more than your ability. Don't take over the finances of your extended family. If somebody comes to you and needs help, you don't have to give that total amount that the person needs. Somebody comes to you with 100,000 need. The Nigeria that we are all in, all of us are going through the same stress. The 5,000 with your blessing is like the 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. Lay hands on that 5,000 and you command it to go and multiply like he did. And we did. Jesus said 5,000. You understand? Don't take over that entire 100,000 naira there because you care about that family member. If you give that impression that you are Santa Claus, everybody will keep coming back to you. In fact, your uncle will go and tell your auntie, that boy is a very good boy. When they are calling you the boy is good, it means you are an akpa. I don't know the English word for akpa, but it just means, yes, now, if everybody just sees you as that one, you have not been able to pay your children's fees. No, call it, She's very generous. She does not say no. That's not a plus. It just reveals that you lack financial plan. You don't have plans for your finances. Do you know, I have some friends that they never have more than a certain amount, even in their own account. Their monies go into projects immediately. So if they made $1 million today, before tomorrow morning, that money has gone into projects or gone into investments. So that when you come with all your destiny problem and your children are in the hospital, your great grandmother needs another liver, your family, your cap is to give 10 or 20,000. Don't give to anyone what they may never be able to give back to you. Because some people come and they say it's a loan, and then your entire salary, because they said it's a this. If this person does not do it, the person will die. It's a lie. Some people are serial beggars. They will come to you with bended head, asking you to do the same thing they've told over 20 people to do. So at the end of the day, they've collected money from many people and left. They are doing better than everybody that they consider generous. What people don't realize is that people who give, they are not giving out of an abundance. Many are giving out of a generous spirit. Many are giving out of, I can't leave you like this. But some people are predated on that lifestyle. They have mastered the art of begging. They have mastered the art of, I won't do anything. When I get to my crossroad, I'll go and meet my cousin who is abroad. I'll go and meet this person. So you're not even looking inwards to develop your own dreams, develop your own goal, and become that solution to the world too. So don't do more than yourself. Don't give what people may never give back to you. In fact, one of my policies is I don't give loans. If you come to me, I will give you what I can bless you with. If I have, I'll bless you. Don't bother to give back to me. I don't want it. It's a seed, let it go. Do you understand? But people should not step into that Messiah mode. Messiah mode. You are the one doing for your auntie. You are the one doing for your uncle, paying your brother. And people who do things like this, they don't take care of their primary constituencies. You don't take care of your children. You don't take care of your immediate need. You are just starting from Jerusalem to Jericho. From Samaria to the uttermost part of the world. And the people who should enjoy you are not enjoying you because you are just doing, the boy is good all over the place. It's a secret to poverty. If you continue to respond to this black tax, what they call it, you will never have savings. You will never have money kept away. And people will know you as that person that they can always go to because they will say you are the compassionate one. You are not the compassionate one. You are just a student of poverty.
Wow. I am sure this was deliverance for somebody. In the last, I don't even, I can't say it because of time, so I can round up. In the, I've seen the bams in the house. Hey. Okay, so last question to you, Coach Funke. We've spoken a lot about money conversation, talk, don't touch, this, that. There are lots of concerns. There are lots of concerns. My community is making me laugh. They say more of panel sessions because everybody is used to come and deliver. So they said, oh, it's panel. We are having real hard talk. Okay, so now, Coach Funke, please, quickly. The singles are asking, you said we should have financial conversations. So how can I know how to discover the right mindset of the person I'm in relationship with or I'm about to enter a relationship with? What are the questions? What are the pointers that would show that this person has a right mindset? Coach Funke.
Okay, thanks a lot for that question. Thank you so much. And thanks again, as usual, Pastor Tinu. My gosh. So what I would usually say is that a lot of people settle in marriage, and marriage is one of the things. Thank God somebody like me, I didn't know a lot of these things when I married, but I think God was just so merciful, and he knew my future and just said, this girl, let me help you, right? Because a lot of people enter not knowing what it is about, and that's the truth of the matter. So they get in and then they are confused. I'm sure I didn't discover myself and who I wanted to be until after 5 years of marriage. Let me shock everybody here, right? And that was when I said, I hope this man can understand what my dreams and my visions are, because they are big, right? And thank God he's an amazing person that allows me to fly. Now, some things will let you know from your first conversations. And I like what Coach Elisha said when he said, when you are busy touching instead of talking, that's where the problem starts from. Because when you are supposed to be having conversations, you are busy doing other things. Your first conversation will tell you if your values align. I talk about values a lot, not about levels of how much does he have, how much do I have? No, values. Do our values align? What are our values on money? What do we think money is? From his first conversation, you will know. How does he treat people with money? Like Pastor Tinu rightly said, is it the one that, as you're having dinner, his mother calls him and says, send me 50,000 and immediately does it? That's a red flag. You should have conversations around that. Is this how you'll be doing when we are married? Not that you keep quiet and say, oh, he's so generous. You know, some of us are like that because it's what you enjoy at that moment you're thinking about. So those little things, have conversations about everything. You said, what kind of questions should you ask? What is your relationship with money is a good question. And you are not saying it very seriously. You are saying it, when I say not seriously, you're not saying that you are questioning the person. You are talking, but you also want to know. So you're saying, for me, my conversation with money is like this, like this, like this. What are your own conversations with money? Not like as if you're interviewing him. You're also sharing yours to see if your values align. If values don't align, I say it all the time, even as Christians, you can be unequally yoked. And Pastor Tinu has said it over and over again, can two work together except they agree? So those are the kind of conversations you should be asking. What is your relationship with money? How do you treat other people when it comes to money? What are you a money? And then again, in all of these things we are saying, I hope you know some people worship money. I've seen people who are so wealthy, right? They know their plans for money. They are very hardworking, but they literally worship money. Is that the kind of person you want to be with? You know, these are all the things you need to see. And like I always say, red flags are always there, but we choose to ignore. Nobody will tell me 10 years down the line that somebody did something that they didn't see. We see it. We are just blinded to it. Nobody wakes up and becomes something overnight. That's the truth. What happens is that money and marriage magnifies things. So if you see somebody, for example, who is stingy, right? Because the person doesn't have a lot, you can't tell, right? But you see small. It's because my money is not plenty, that's why I can't give you. It's because my money is not plenty now, that's why I didn't buy you any Valentine gift. It's because my money. Then when the money starts becoming plenty, the excuse is that, we're not building house. That's why, we're not, because you can't tell me now that you are just seeing it. No, you've seen it before. You've seen it before. So ask questions about your future. I always tell people, ask backwards from the end back. And this is an exercise I do with my team now on Tribe of Adasa. We'll say, what do you see at the end of your life? Ask him such questions. Ask her such questions. What is your end like? Then let's walk back. These are deep questions that will get your partner thinking. In fact, by the time you start talking like that, somebody who is not serious-minded will just take a walk. I say, no, this one is too serious right now. And this is your future we're talking about. So you need to be serious about it. You need to be serious about it. Thank you so much. I don't see Coach Elisha anymore here.
Yeah, I think he has a network challenge. I'm trying to...
Oh, okay.
He's actually... I sincerely celebrate all of you. This was not convenient for any of the speakers.
I was going to say we should give everybody on the platform our forwarding addresses, maybe like Instagram handles, so that we can know how to...
Yes, definitely.
Because I don't even think that this conversation is over. I don't know when God will reconvene us, but there is still a lot. Because I saw someone ask a question that we never addressed, that so then what is the solution to starting? The person said, what about the concept of starting together small? But I don't think we never got to. I see our time is up, but please, I'm saying I'm available whenever you reconvene this. We are certainly not done. I was strong.
Yes, ma'am. I agree. There should be a part 2.
You bless me, and you and Pastor Elisha bless me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma. Thank you. It was an honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm going after you. Are you on Instagram?
Yeah, she
Yes,
is.
we are.
Trust me.
Yes,
I
sir.
will be one quiet listener. I love to learn. I love to learn.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
there's a
sir.
lot. And amazingly, what you just said about thinking backwards, I referred to it on my Thursday thing yesterday, living your God colors. Just yesterday, I said when you are doing your 90th birthday and everybody's milling around you, and you sit back,
Mm,
what would you be crying about as that thing that was never done? Do it now.
Wow.
mm.
I still
Yeah,
said it yesterday,
yeah.
so I'm happy to know
Wow.
that's your dealing. It's awesome.
Mm,
It's awesome.
mm,
No
Mm.
excuses. We still have time.
No excuse.
You can. Do you know many of these big businesses and big businesses they started in their 50s when they were about to give up on life. So what's your
Mm.
story? Fantastic.
yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes,
Wow.
sir.
Also, thank you. So, whoa, I think Kike has network challenge too.
Oh.
Because what I wanted her to do was to drop everyone's Instagram handle, and I'm talking now. Okay, so please, Pastor Tinu, our coach Funke is on the road, so she might find it a bit difficult to. Yes, it's been an amazing session. So let me just tell, we always have amazing sessions on Read, and we do this at least once every month. But honestly, this has been the most engaging. We are not winding people. Yeah, drop comments. Even for the usual Nicodemus, I'm just seeing people dropping. Yeah, Ivan, you agree? That is Ivan from Uganda. Amazing. Thank you, Coach Funke, for that contribution on talking about money. What I want to add, especially for the singles, is you won't know what you're looking for till you know yourself. So you must first know yourself. Who are you? What do you want before you start x-raying somebody else? So let me give you one of these examples. For me, when I had gotten to marriageable age, and some people even felt like I was overripe, but me, I wasn't desperate because I kept telling myself, this marriage thing, I will get it right. And there was this guy that was all over me. Everybody felt he had everything. He was an IT person, I'm an engineer, so it looked like a perfect fit. He was making money, he was a Christian, but this money thing was a major issue for me. The guy would never understand why I was so insistent on no. Because we even had older people that were like, what is it? This guy that is, why are you not giving him faith? He now got a contract way back then. I'm talking about 17, 18 years ago. They gave him 1 million cash then. I won't forget. He came to my room, the way they say women like money. So he came to my room, 1 million cash. You know what 1 million cash 17 years ago was? And like, to see money, I will take care of you. I said, okay, no problem. Just tell me. And for me, that was a litmus test. Tell me, what do you want to do with this money? Say to know, I will blow it on you. I will take care of you. And I told him, they sell land at this so place. Land there, plot of land there, then was 450,000. That with 450K, you will buy land. You still have 650. We can now start talking on how to scatter and paint town red. He said, no, I will make more money. Immediately said that. I knew that wasn't my husband. That nailed it for me. Because the Bible says it's only a fool that spends all he has. Everything that comes into your hand is food spending. And as we speak today, this is, I told you 17 years ago, that is his lifestyle. Any money that comes in is blowing. I'm not sure he has any assets. It's just crazy. So who are you? And when you are looking at that, who you are, remember you're looking for somebody that would help you with the deficiency, to help you. And at the same time for women, because some of you might be thinking in your head that, okay, since you understand money, why didn't you help him? It's not every problem you can solve. You are not Yahweh. You should know the problem that will drive you down. So when you are having these money conversations, you are looking for serious danger signs. You know that, like, I know someone that, then she was like, no, I know my guy's problem is that he likes women. But you know that it's not young men that likes women. I say, okay, it's okay. You're already seeing it. And in your head, it's a problem you can handle. She's still handling it. So thank you very, 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 very much, everyone. It's been a very amazing conversation. We are
awesome conversation.
10 minutes over time. We'll be putting the recording on our YouTube channel. Coach Funke has dropped Instagram handle. Pastor Tinu has dropped our Instagram handle also. If you give me just 1 minute, I should be able to drop Coach Elisha's Instagram handle so that we are sure we have all of it on the recording. Yeah, so I'm dropping it. And I want to say a very big thank you to all the panelists. You've come, you were very vulnerable. This was lots of fun, blew my mind. My expectation. I knew we were going to have fun, but I didn't know it was going to be this much fun. So
Mega
please,
fun.
family, can we all unmute our mics and tell our panelists thank you and God bless? As we say,
thank you so much.
Thank you. God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you, man. God bless you.
God bless you.
Okay.
Wow, it was really wonderful.
It was awesome.
Wow.
Awesome. I love that.
Thank you so
much,
much.
Pastor Tinu.
Thank
Always
you.
a blessing. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you. Good night and God bless.